right, so for this video, I'm going to show how to repin and reconnect a micro switch and solenoid back together, and also the female terminal. Also, show how to repin that if you have one bent. So first, I'm going to start out with my Molex tool. So we're taking these apart. You don't want to bend the terminal that's on the inside for this. You want to try your hardest to not turn these pins to the side. You want to make sure they stay as straight out as possible, because if they don't, then they won't be able to hold the wire in place, and it'll want to come out of the male terminal for the solenoid and micro switch. So what I'll do is I'll grab my Molex tool. So to kind of avoid pinching them, I'm going to apply pressure going into the housing itself. So I'm not just going to go into it and just go straight down on it. I'm going to go ahead and apply pressure going in. That way I kind of lift it off the tabs and then go down and click through, and it's going to slide straight out. Tabs didn't get damaged. Still there. Now, this is an old solenoid and micro switch that I'm doing this example on. So this won't be the best full example, but this will at least help you get the idea. So again, I'm going to apply pressure going up to lift it off the tabs, and then insert my Molex tool onto one of the terminals and then go down on it. So on this one, I didn't apply the pressure on top, and you can see that one bent up instead of stayed flat down. It's a little hard to see. And then same deal for the micro switch. Apply pressure up to lift off the tabs, and then go down on it with the Molex tool. That way you can beat the pins and get it flat. So if you're ever stuck, like this one, having a tough time poking through, don't go slamming it on a table or forcing it through, because then you'll break this Molex tool and then possibly your plastic housing here. So make sure that you apply the proper pressure up. That way you can fold those tabs through and it'll slide out for you. So now I'm going to show how to rewire one of these tabs if you happen to bend this tab. I'm going to get some wire cutters here. I'm going to cut this end off. Now I'm going to strip back some of the wire here. I'm going to strip back some of the wire here so that way I can actually have access to it. So to get the proper amount off without cutting the wire on the inside, it's going to be 1.3 millimeters. Again, you want to go too far, you just need a little bit so that way you can get the wire exposed and then you can put it inside the terminal. So I'll squeeze down on it, take the top cover off, and then now my casing's gone and I've still got just wire shown left on that. So I'm going to grab my new terminal. Easiest and smoothest way to do this is to set it inside, set your wires inside the terminal. So you're going to put your wires on the inside of this front one, and then you're going to put the wire housing on the inside of the larger part of the female terminal. So I'm going to place my wires all the way through. Make sure you're not bending wires or getting wires caught, then that will cause issues in the long run. So what I like to do is I'll hold the bottom piece in together, and then I'll grab my crimper. On ours, I have it marked on where to use it. So for the small one, it's going to be 1.6 millimeters, and then for the larger one, it's going to be 3.2 millimeters. So I'll cramp the top part in. That way it's at least held, and then I don't have to hold it the whole time while doing it. I'm going to go ahead and go down on it. Then you just apply some decent pressure on there to make sure they actually close onto the wires. You don't want to smash it down because then you have to restart because you've either broken some wires or it didn't hold. So that's in there nice and snug all the way through. And now I'm going to do the bottom half of the wire with my 3.2 millimeter. Again, decent pressure. Don't want to smash it too much. And as you can tell, I've got the prongs are fully straightened out. Don't want to sit. They want to sit easily in the housing for the wires. And then I've got it crimped on both ends. Now, whenever I go back through, I want to make sure I press it all the way up and in. I want to make sure I hear them click. That way I know they're seated all the way on the inside. So I kind of grab the bottom of it and just put pressure up that way. You don't want to bend these wires too much, and then just give it a tug. If you give it a good tug, then you know it's not going to come out. If it slides straight out, then you know you've either broken one of the tabs on the inside or it's not seated all the way through and you have to restart. So I'll put all the parts, part numbers in, listed at the end of this video for you, and we will connect our new micro switch and solenoid. So for the new one, new micro switch comes with its own housing for it. So for this, I know whenever I'm inserting it for my pin holder, I'm going to want to make sure it's already in line for that, because then I don't have to bend it up to make it even. So I'm going to go ahead and face it this way and then curve my solenoid wires into that slot. That way I don't have them twisted and they're all going in the same direction, and it'll be easy for them to sit inside my holder. So I'm going to face my micro switch as if I'm putting it inside the holder, turn my housing to where I have it the flat side up, and I'm going to insert my wires from my solenoid into the housing itself. Again, I'll make sure I hear the clicks. Either hear or feel them click into place, and just give it a little tug. That's how I know it's in there. So then solenoid and micro switch is good to go on a new pin holder. And make sure as long as I get all my stuff is tight and neatly in there, this should be fine to work. Make sure your solenoid also isn't faulty. Make sure that is fully on there. I've had a couple brand new ones come with this connection off, so then I have to grab a new one or re-crimp it on there. But as long as you know that part's fine, your solenoid is brand new, it's not having any broken parts on the inside, should be good to go. Thanks for watching.